Right, John, this is Ronnie.
Hey, Ronnie.
He's our pump room technician. He's going to strip down your pump today. We're going to work out what parts of the pump need to be replaced.
Yep.
What are worn, why they're worn, and make sure we can get a good grasp of what needs to go back into this pump. Beautiful. To get it purr and not brand new again for you. And getting down the road for another 500,000 Ks.
500,000 Ks?
500,000 Ks.
Come on, Ronnie, let's do it. Gee, it's a big pump, isn't it?
It's already loose. Forever.
You don't get all this metal in your new bloody, highly computerised rubbish, I can tell you that.
So as you can see, John, what we're doing is we're going to individually put the parts in separate categories in that tray table there.
Yeah,
so we can work out, especially once he starts diving into it more internally,
yep.
we'll be able to keep each individual piece lined up in the tray. So one, we know where everything goes. And second of all, we can actually go, number one, number two, there's excessive wear on this one, that's the reason why. Especially when you start getting more into the turtle side of things, you're going to get that wear marks more visible once we start pulling apart. So at least we know where everything's coming from, where it's situated and what's worn and why.
So for the sake of the numbats who don't understand, what's the diaphragm controlling, Ronnie?
Control your no boost and your boost.
Oh, so it's off the boost?
Yeah. So that's one that's controlling the fuel.
Oh, so that'll give you more fuel through?
Yeah.
You wouldn't know if this has ever been apart, would you? Is there any way of telling, Ronnie, if it's been apart before? Not really?
For the sake of the edge of this one.
Yep. It would have been apart at some stage.
Yeah.
Everyone keeps talking about how old it is, like I'm starting to get upset. It's not old. It is old, but old is good because this is full mechanical injection. So do you like working on the common rail stuff or this old stuff? What's better?
I think it's better the old one.
It's better the old stuff?
Yeah.
That's from an expert. Better the old stuff. And this is why this is a mechanical pump. See this? Just inside, behind the vacuum diaphragm, this is where a mechanical governor hangs out. Now there's so many mechanical components in this, it's not funny, but this is the bit that essentially turns the fuel up when you're lugging up a hill or you need more power. It's the bit that sorts it out, and it's also the bit that got replaced by a computer in later generations. Not to worry, this is mechanical. You can see the can through there. And the pumps. That's awesome. It's just such a bit of machinery, isn't it? That's what we're looking at, isn't it? That's just the can.
Yeah.
Just rides off followers.
Has a low one.
Yep.
60 degrees each.
60 degrees?
Yeah. It's
Don't try that at home, folks. Fuel pumps only get pulled to bits, maybe a few times in the engine's life. I mean, they should be done more often. Some people let them go way too long. But that's why you can understand a few little taps to loosen the threads up is exactly what it takes. Oops, now we're into it. Look at this. It's just like a mini motor in a lot of ways.
That's your number one.
Number one.
4, 2, 6, 3,
4,
5.
Beautiful.
60.
1, 4, 2, 6, 3, 5. That's so cool. That's like a whole little motor all in its own box. So crucial. So what are we checking for now? We're going to check for wear on the can.
Yeah, we're about to take the cam off.
Oh, beautiful.
Before you take that off, need to put something to
hold the valves down.
The plunger spring down there.
Yeah. See those little springs? Basically, they're just like little valve spring holders, Ronnie's using them to hold everything open, to take the pressure off the cam so that he can whop in, pull out the cam bearings and slide the cam out, just like you would with the camshaft in a motor. In fact, this fuel pump's looking awfully like a little motor, isn't it, really? There's so much going on there, it's not funny. I'll tell you what, I'm glad Ronnie's doing it. Leave it to MTQ, I reckon. By crikey. Oh, this is interesting. How's she looking? Is this like a camshaft in a car? If it's worn, you regrind it, or?
Right. It is because that look, it has 60 degrees.
Right.
It's warm.
You can't do much about it. What do you do? Regrind it or get another cam?
Get another one. It's very good.
It's very good. So what are we looking for? Just what you'd look for on the camshaft?
Normally it hits in here. Too much pressure on that.
Because that's the off ramp?
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
That one is beautiful.
Beautiful.
Nothing on it.
Nothing on it.
Nothing. It's like brand new.
Like brand new. Hear that? Well, all that really means is that motor has been looked after. Fuel's been kept clean and all that stuff. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Oil, fuel, everything's been up to scratch. Nice. So having ascertained that the camshaft's all right, we need to get in and have a look at the elements. The elements are the actual pumps that are controlled, you know, by the pump itself. They're like little piston pumps on their own. But first of all, the followers have to come out. These are just like, roller cam followers in old V8s, if you've ever seen them, or a Harley Davidson has something exactly like this. And this is another place where wear and tear can count.
Wear and tear on it.
Yep. Oh yeah, I can see the hard facings worn off. Oh, that's oil, isn't it? Oops. Oh yeah, I can see the wear. Can you feel it? Not really, but you can see it, yeah. Would you replace that roller?
Yes.
Yeah. And is that, do you replace the whole thing or just the roller?
Just the roller. It has 3 on it.
Yep.
Roller, bush and the pin.
Okay.
So you need those 3. It's
You
like
do.
a male and female.
Yeah, sure. So you do it all together.
Yeah.
Yeah. See that? That's the element. That's the bit that's actually squishing the fuel. You know, punching the fuel. You can see how it all works, can't you? Camshaft pushes on a roller like that. Bang, 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 and that's what pumps the fuel. And you can see, you know, this truck with its 300,000 miles, 520,000 kilometres, and that is still good. So possibly it's been replaced in its life, we don't know, but this is why oil changes are critical, you know, oil changes and filters. It's just beautiful, isn't it? Just beautiful stuff, and there's 5 more of these to come out. How are we looking on number 2?
What is this worst one?
This is the worst one?
Yeah.
Show me.
Can you see the
Oops.
in this area there?
Oh, wow, okay. That's a lot of scoring, isn't it?
Scoring.
That's a bit of wear, actually, isn't it? Wear. So we're up to number 4, and we've found some wear. So 2 is a little bit worn, 4's a lot more. Yeah.
You can see also at the back there. It's
What Ronnie's saying is that the fuel that leaks past these elements goes into the oil system, obviously. So it's just winding up in the sump, isn't it? Yeah. Fairly crucial stuff, eh?
yeah, it's a little.
Everything happens here at the pump. Do you check the spring tensions?
Yeah, if it's normally put it all together in a flat. See how
Oh, this one's a bit lower. No, not much, eh? Maybe that one. They're not far out, are they? Is that enough to replace them, or?
I would say yes. It's
Yes.
like how much kilometer done?
520.
Yeah.
Okay, so the springs are crucial. These have done 520,000 cars, but you can see the wear on them. They don't stack up brilliantly, you know, they're not all the same height. And at the end of the day, if one of these springs smashes, you know, or just gives up, breaks, bang, that's it. That is just going to stuff the pump. So That's putting it in non-technical terms. So, careful. Well, now it's time to dive in and find those elements. First of all, Ronnie's got to knock the housings out. And once again, this is the sort of work, you know, sure, you could handle it at home, but would you really know how to put it back together? And most of this we're going to replace. Even though it doesn't look too bad, we know how many K's on this motor. Okay, so that, at the end of the day, that is the element inside its housing, and that's what's pumping the diesel. How good's that, eh? I mean, when you multiply that by, what, 3,000 RPM, 3,000 revs a minute, so 1,500 times a minute times 520,000 kilometres, we're talking some massive numbers. That's why this is crucial, absolutely crucial. Which one was this, Ronnie, number one?
Your delivery valve.
Okay, that's the delivery valve.
Yeah, see, there is like scoring around the neck, you know, because that.
Oh yeah, just a little bit of scoring around here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that dribble a lot.
That'll make it dribble.
Yeah, that dribble a lot. That's why you get that scoring on the neck.
So you hear that, Chuka? That's the answer to your dribbles at Friday night. It's the scoring around your neck, mate. So I've got to say, in my time, I've played with a lot of old diesels, Perkins J4s and all sorts of horrible old stuff. My old David Brown tractor and things like that. You know, you pull things out, you clean them, you put them back together, you chuck it all back together, and it's not precise. It's just not precise. When you see the degree of precision required to get it just right, you suddenly realise that, you know, this is rocket science, okay? So you know what that means, don't you? Milo 2 is going to be a rocket. Okay, now you can sort of see it starting to come together here, because see the thread mark there? Well, obviously that's going to be turning that, isn't it? Something like that?
That's right, that's right.
Hey, I got it right. So as the rod goes in and out, controlled by the governor over here, at whatever revs it is, it's turning the element housing up and down, which is changing the position of the element in the... Am I getting this right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah?
Right.
Hey, I got it right. And man, that's complicated. Don't worry about it. It's just bring it to MTQ. They'll sort it out for you.